Good morning and welcome to Daybreak. I'm Alexis Adams.
And I'm Phil Papor. Point Park made a big announcement last Wednesday about a new endeavor for the School of Communications, and we have the story.
And what fan favorite has dropped out as a candidate for next year's presidential election?
And we will learn more about another one of the media outlets here on campus when a representative from the Point Park News Service joins us in studio.
Daybreak starts right now. Okay, so every week we come back here and we talk about this weather, and it's going to be cold for Halloween. I think.
Halloween.
I feel so sorry for all you young ladies out there who want to dress like bunnies. I'm sorry.
It's tough, yeah. It's just not the
Grab
perfect
a coat.
weather. Yeah, make sure to bring a coat, maybe sweatpants until you get to the
Until you
party.
get there
Yeah,
and warm up.
Absolutely.
Okay, for more weather, let us know what it's going to be.
Thanks, guys. This week's forecast. Beginning of the week, we're going to start off nice with low to high 60s. And then as we graduate up to Wednesday, we're going to have a pretty cruddy day with a bunch of rain. But after that, you'll see that we'll be from mid to 50s to 60s throughout the rest of the week. So not too bad, but not all that great. Back to you guys at the couch.
The Safety Department hosted an alcohol awareness program last Sunday. The program was in efforts to bring awareness to the dangers of drinking impairment and to give you ways to celebrate safely when alcohol is involved. The program placed an emphasis on the effects of being impaired, even supplying students with impairment goggles and allowing them to walk around a driving course to simulate a drunk night. The program was taught by Point Park's own Lieutenant Black and Officer Bogdansky.
A new initiative was voted on last Monday by the United Student Government to promote safe sex. What started as a joke turned into a real effort to supply students with condoms. Students can already go and get condoms from the nurse, but with the passing of this initiative, it will make the contraceptive more available to students. The condoms will be available on the security desk of all Point Park resident halls and Lawrence Hall and Academic Hall, which serve as both public spaces and resident areas. The condoms will only be made available after ID checks are put in place.
Point Park started celebrating Halloween a little early this year when the Campus Activities Board hosted their annual Halloween dance. This year the theme was a sideshow soiree, and again the event was hosted at the Altar Bar down in the Strip District. Besides dancing, attendees had games to play, and there was actual sideshow entertainment, including a person performing with batons that were actually on fire.
Point Park revealed its plan for a new addition here on campus. The place that used to house Nathan's signature hot dogs will be replaced with the Point Park University Center of Media Innovation. Faculty, staff, students, and more joined together in the building to look over blueprints and to discuss the changes we have to look forward to. Daybreak reporter Blaine King was at the press conference and has more on this story.
You may remember putting some ketchup and mustard on your hot dog. But as the fall of 2016 rolls around, you may actually be standing right here again, but instead at a news desk, thanks to the Point Park News Media Service.
What once was a popular food stop, Nathan's famous hot dog shop has sat vacant for over a year. But this time next year, it would be a state-of-the-art media center.
We are so excited today to announce the Center for Media Innovation because it will be an opportunity to provide our students and faculty with a state-of-the-art new media laboratory.
This $2.5 million center will be a 4,000 square foot facility that will include a television, radio, and photography studio, as well as a multimedia newsroom.
It is important for us to continue to offer the most cutting-edge tools and meet the demands of unprecedented and constant change within the media industry.
While the city of Pittsburgh is excited for this development on 3rd and Wood, Point Park students are more excited for what this project can offer them.
It's a great way to collaborate with everyone, and it's a great experience for students to get a different environment.
A grant from the Allegheny Foundation and Trib Total Media is covering most of the costs. The press conference did unveil the first look of how the space will be transformed.
Right, so we've been talking a long time about the Point Park News Service, and with that, program, giving students access to, having their stories published, having their videos out there, having, photos done.
The vision for the Center for Media Innovation is that this can become a world-class facility inviting speakers and journalists from all over the world to come to Pittsburgh and learn about the state of journalism.
So when you're walking down Wood Street in the fall of 2016, Nathan's will now look like this. Point Parks University Center for Media Innovation. Reporting for Point News, I'm Blaine King.
The Media Center will be furnished with the state-of-the-art equipment, a digital ticker that will run stories from the Trib Total Media as a sponsor of the center, flat-screen televisions, and ceiling-to-floor windows, all in efforts to have the 4,000-square-foot space look like a New York City-style media hub. As Blaine mentioned, the center is scheduled to open in fall 2016.
Another story that seems to be all anyone can talk about is the health of former NBA star and reality TV personality Lamar Odom.
Our entertainment reporter Gina DeGiorgio, has more on this story.
Well, Phil, since you asked, Lamar Odom has come out of a coma after the 35-year-old former professional athlete was found unconscious in a Nevada brothel last week. Khloe Kardashian, former wife and Keeping Up with Kardashian star, is speaking out for the first time since the incident. Quote, "The past week has been incredibly difficult," end quote. The Lakers star has a long road to recovery ahead and is being treated for aspiration pneumonia. Adele has confirmed her new album will be called 25, following the massive successes of 19 and 21, released in 2008 and 2011. The title of 25 follows the singer's pattern of naming each album after her age when she wrote it. Since the release of 19, she gave birth to a son and got engaged to Simon Konecki. Adele said, quote, "My last record was a breakup record, and if you had to label this one, I would call it a makeup record," end quote. Rumored collaborators include Max Martin, Diane Warren, and OneRepublic's Ryan Tedder. The release of her new album will be November 20th. Fans of Star Wars got another glimpse of the new movie Star Wars: The Force Awakens last Monday night. The most recent trailer was released during the halftime of ESPN broadcast of Monday Night Football between the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants. Fans got another look at the new characters, as well as glimpses of Han Solo, Princess Leia, and Chewbacca. In addition to the release of the new trailer, online ticketing sites such as Fandango and Movie Tickets began selling tickets for opening night, which is not until December 18th. Both sites ended up crashing due to the high amount of traffic each site received. Sesame Street is adding a new character and contributing to a great cause in the process. The childhood favorite is launching a new initiative called Sesame Street and Autism. See amazing in all children with the goal to bring awareness to autism, which affects 1 in 68 American children. The new Sesame friend is Julia, a preschool-age girl with autism who is friends with Elmo, Abby Cadabby, and Grover. Julia will be seen in digital content along with her friends, as well as in printed storybooks. To see the new character on everyone's favorite Sesame Street. What do you think, Alexis and Phil?
I can't wait to see the new character either. After all these years of watching Sesame Street,
absolutely.
I think this is a perfect addition to the whole
Absolutely,
cast.
yeah. Just to be able to raise awareness for the
Yes.
autism, especially that kind of age.
Teaching them at a young age.
Yeah, at
that's
a young
awesome.
age. Yeah, that's really good.
Well, coming up after the break, we will speak with a representative from the Point Park News Service to learn more about another outlet students have to publish their work.
And later, find out what local school district is changing their social media policy after coming under fire for some inappropriate behavior.
We are a social people. We share our inspiration, wisdom, creations, and memories. We share what makes us laugh and what angers us. Built on the notion of a free flow of ideas, our country thrives on the freedom of speech. Without it, who would watch over our governing powers? And how would we share our history to make a difference for the future? It's this freedom to share that gives us a reason to listen.
Start your morning with City News.
Start your morning with campus news.
Start your morning with political coverage.
Start your morning with fun.
Start your morning with us, only on Daybreak.
Did you know that Point Park has a cheerleading squad?
Don't stop. Don't get it confused.
Not only do our cheerleaders represent Point Park at regional and national competitions, but they also promote spirit and awareness of every sports team on campus. Come to any men's or women's varsity basketball game at home to watch the cheerleaders perform at halftime and cheer from the sidelines from the first jump ball to the final buzzer. Sports not your thing? You can catch the cheer team lead the crowd at the fall and spring pep rallies as well, or at several competitions around Pittsburgh each year. So what are you waiting for? Show the Point Park cheerleaders the support they show you.
We know you're wondering what the A-list celebrities are up to.
Well, here at Entertainment on Point, we're wondering too.
Have you heard about James Franco and Seth Rogen's new movie?
No, but have you heard Beyonce's new single?
Did you see what she was wearing on that red carpet?
Honey, that was not cute.
Did you see what happened on Scandal this week?
No, I was too busy keeping up with the Kardashians. No matter what your guilty pleasure is, we've got you covered.
Entertainment on Point. Get to the point of pop culture.
Yeah!
Welcome back to Daybreak. Now in studio, we are joined by Dana Fitzgerald, who does public relations for the Point Park News Service.
I know I've had my fair share of experience with the news service, so why don't you give the viewers a little bit more information on what the news service does?
Okay, so the news service is set up as sort of a resource for students to use to get their work published. So we accept anything from written stories to broadcast packages, photo stories, and sometimes even radio clips. So what we do is students can send their work to our email address, which is newsservice@pointpark.edu. And then what we do is we'll work with the students, and they can kind of, edit stories and help them along the way. And then every week I send out a newsletter to local media outlets, and sometimes student stories have gotten picked up in the past. So I know we always have your stories in our newsletter.
And you
I'm
got
glad.
picked up too?
It's a really good
Where'd you get
service.
it picked up from?
The Tribune.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
perfect
it works
example
out.
of
So,
how
yeah,
it
the
works.
service works, yeah.
So how long have you been in this position?
I started last fall, so like 3 semesters now. But this is my last semester because I'm graduating in December.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
I'm excited.
So I guess as far as a student goes, is there anything they can do in terms of like if a student's interested more in editing, like could they kind of come and help with stories that like other students have pushed through, or is it solely just like they write articles or turn in packages, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we do. We have 2 other apprentices in addition to me, and they are our journalism apprentices, so they do most of the editing. We've never actually had any students that have asked about editing at all, but we're always willing to work with people, and we're here to help. So if anybody ever wants to work on that, I mean, I don't think anyone would turn you away,
Right.
or we can kind of show you our process a little bit. So yeah, any kind of questions can be emailed to us, or we're on the 10th floor of Thayer Hall, so anyone can stop in. Usually somebody's there Monday through Thursday, maybe like 10 to 4 or so, someone's usually there.
Okay, so with the media center coming, are you guys excited? Because that will be your new headquarters. You're getting off the 10th floor.
Yes.
Are you excited?
Yes.
Well, you won't be
I
here.
won't be here,
Yeah.
but I mean, I'm excited for everybody else. But I think it'll be really nice because right now it's just difficult. We always have to work through email, and everybody's schedules are so crazy. So when we have people submit stories to us, we have to constantly like play email tag, and a lot of times we talk to photo students to get artwork for stories we have. And that's another challenge. So if everybody's all in the same place, we can just kind of run
right
across
next
the
to the
hall and
hall.
say, hey, we need help. So that'll definitely save a lot of time.
That's, I think, is awesome. So about the stories, are there any stories that you guys need or want, or are there any stories you're getting too much of?
Yeah, sort of the kind of things that we like. We love event previews. We've had a bunch of those. Person profiles, we get a lot of those also. And we also have a lot of business profiles. Like one of our, this is one of my favorite stories. I always talk about it in interviews. But last year we had a student write a story about women in the funeral business. And there's a local funeral home around, and it's family owned, and it's all taken over by women now.
Really?
And just kind of different stories like that. So just like you would never think to write a story on that, but it got picked up by a few places. So.
Wow. Yeah,
it worked out.
Awesome.
That
Yeah,
is
I've
awesome.
never heard of
I've never
anything
thought
like
about
that.
that. The funeral business, all women. It's like you don't ever hear that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know this, but apparently it's very male dominated.
It
so.
is. Oh my God, it is. Like I'm in it. Every time I've seen it has. Okay, no, I haven't been there. So, but more about the newspaper. So it comes out every Thursday?
Yeah, what I do is I take all of the stories that we've gotten for the week, and our grad assistant, she publishes them on our website. And then what I do is I put a newsletter together, and I send it to all the students at Point Park, faculty, and then the important part is sending it to our contacts. So we have contacts from the Trib, the Post-Gazette, and those are the important ones because that's who's gonna, pick the story up and get students in the newspaper and get them like the real world experience that they want. So.
Are there any changes coming forth with the new semester?
I'm leaving. we need a new PR apprentice. So if any PR students are interested,
what are you looking for if you need a new PR? What qualities do they need to have?
I do a lot of emailing and just a lot of so just and don't be afraid. You can't be afraid to talk to people. And I've formed different relationships on campus. I'm talking to Trevor all the time on the radio show. Now I'm here talking to you guys. I'm always talking to event services when we have events and things like that. So just kind of putting yourself out there and willing to go above and beyond.
I think that sounds awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you for coming, Dana.
Yeah,
we
thank you.
Appreciate it. I'm sure with the semester getting closer and closer to finishing, you'll be getting a lot of work from students, especially because they have to do it for class.
Yes, that always happens.
Yeah, but coming up after the break, we'll see what team has surprised everyone with an improbable run to the World Series in this week's Sports Report.
Here at the Pioneers sideline, we get freshmen involved as quickly as possible so they get the real-world experience on air and behind the scenes to set themselves apart in internships and potential jobs. Blaine, where is that video? I needed it in KeyPro like yesterday.
All right, I got you, Chris. But I had a quick question for you guys.
What do you mean the questions? It's always a question. It's always a... What? Where is it? Blaine! 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 Freshman, you can't find any good ones anymore.
Ever wanted to be behind the mic and have the world listening to your show on campus? Well, it's just as simple as joining WPPJ, Point Park's student-run radio station, located on the second floor of Lawrence Hall, right next to the dining services. Listeners can tune in using Point Park's website or through the TuneIn app by searching WPPJ. WPPJ welcomes any new DJs that want to get involved, so be heard. Do you have what it takes?
An expression, a belief, a symbol, freedom to worship, an unspoken word. To express yourself means standing up for what you believe in. There's a freedom to worship, and a freedom to live. To speak never saying a word, to love, to let your voice be heard. The light of your own path. For more information, visit www.freedomofspeechpsa.org.
After beating the Pirates in the wildcard game, the Chicago Cubs may have met their match.
We have Josh Group with more information on what happened in that series.
Thanks, guys. For the first time since the year 2000, the New York Mets are going to the World Series. After sweeping the Chicago Cubs last Wednesday, the Mets will have a shot at winning their first World Series since 1986. The last time the Cubs won the World Series was in 1908. The Cubs actually lost the NLCS on Back to the Future Day, the day Marty McFly traveled to 2015 from 1985 in Back to the Future Part 2. The film predicted the Cubs won the World Series that day, but like flying cars, self-tying shoes, and dehydrated pizza, the movie's prediction was wrong. The Mets will take on the winner of the Blue Jays Royals series. In other baseball news, after the Dodgers lost to the Mets in the NLDS, the boys in blue have cut ties with their manager. Don Mattingly has been fired by the Los Angeles Dodgers after managing the club for 5 seasons. The team has made the playoffs the last 3 years as champions of the National League West, but in each season, the team has failed to make it to the World Series. With a payroll of over $300 million, the team had to make a change. No word on possible replacements yet. On the home front, the Pittsburgh Steelers now have to trust their third-string quarterback after losing both starter Ben Roethlisberger and backup Michael Vick to injury. Landry Jones threw for 168 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Arizona Cardinals last Sunday after Vick left with a hamstring injury. Roethlisberger has practiced with the team, but no return date has been set for the 2-time Super Bowl champion. The Steelers host division rival Cincinnati this Sunday. After an 0-3 start, the Pittsburgh Penguins rebounded to win their next 3 games all at Consol Energy Center to get back to 500 on the season. In their game with the Florida Panthers last Tuesday, the trio of Evgeny Malkin, Phil Kessel, and Sidney Crosby each scored a goal. Malkin's goal came in overtime of the 3-2 win, and it was Crosby's first of the season, ending his prolonged scoring drought. Now with a story about an incident that happened outside of Consol last week is Phil Purpore.
Thanks, Josh. The Pittsburgh Penguins' victory last Tuesday was overshadowed by an accident that took place after the game. As fans were leaving the arena shortly after 9:30 p.m., a silver car struck a utility pole, which brought down live wires and trapped people in their vehicles. The car then went on to hit 2 other vehicles before police arrived. 2 officers at the scene attempted to stop the driver, but the car ran over one of the officers on the way to striking another car. The vehicle finally stopped after driving onto a median and running into another utility pole. The officer who was run over was taken to UPMC Mercy Hospital in stable condition and has since been released.
The Plum School Board is weighing change to the district's social media policy. This protocol is aimed at limiting social media contact between teachers and students. This decision comes after several teachers were arrested earlier this year for alleged sexual relationships with students. The 7-page policy was created by the Pennsylvania School Board Association, and it emphasizes communicating with parents. In the new guideline, teachers would also include a parent in any message sent to students, whether it is a text or an email. As of now, the policy would apply to teachers and coaches, but volunteers and people who deliver to the school may be included as well.
Pittsburgh Bureau of Police canine dogs are in for new transportation crates. The 22 dogs on the force are currently being transported in plastic crates, but a $12,000 donation is giving the animals better equipment. According to the police, the new crates are military-grade quality that are used for Army dogs. These crates can quickly collapse to the size of a medium-sized suitcase, which takes up less space in a police vehicle. They were also custom-made to accommodate the size of the canines. According to Sergeant Michael Laporte, the head of the canine unit, the dogs have a sense of security in a crate, and it is the best way to transport the animals. The donation was made through the Officer Rocco Canine Memorial Fund, which is in honor of the canine who was fatally stabbed last year in the line of duty.
Allegheny County Controller Chelsea Wagner claims her email was hacked. According to Wagner, an email was sent from the campaign account that offered complimentary tickets to one of her fundraisers. Within the email was a flyer for the event and a scanned image of Wagner's signature that she uses in other emails. Despite the hack, neither Wagner nor her campaign team notified any form of law enforcement. Shortly after the hack, an identical email was sent out by the Philadelphia-based political consulting firm co-founded by Wagner's husband. This email originated from her husband's personal Gmail account. Members of the firm said they heard nothing of the hack. Wagner won a heated primary race in May over former controller Mark Patrick, but she has no competition in November's ballot. Now for a look at news on a larger scale, we have Kyle Anthony with national and international news.
Thank you, Alexis. We will start off with an announcement that came yesterday from the White House Rose Gardens when Vice President Joe Biden said that he will not be running for the Democratic nomination in the 2016 presidential election. Vice President Biden made the announcement with his wife Jill and President Barack Obama by his side. During Biden's press conference, he noted his family's grief over the death of his son, Beau, who died of brain cancer in May. In a statement that Biden made to a spokesperson, he still believes that he is the best successor to President Obama. Also, in the same spokesperson said that Biden views himself as the defender of President Obama's legacy. Biden also added that he still will not be silent on the top themes in the election. Also, in news this week, the Pentagon reported that a U.S.-led coalition airstrike killed an al-Qaeda suspected leader named Sanifi al-Nusra. According to information from the Pentagon, al-Nusra's group, known as the Khorasan Group, was bent on attacking the West. The Khorasan group is made up of a coalition of veteran al-Qaeda rebels that operate in Syria. Early Thursday morning, a United States Special Operation Troop, along with Kurdish and Iraqi forces, rescued 70 hostages that were being held by ISIS forces in Iraq. This operation was the first time that United States forces have been involved with a conflict with ISIS in Iraq. One United States service member lost their life in the operation, and that marks the first U.S. life lost in Iraq since November 2011. In our final story, a U.S. aircraft on its way back to the United States from Bahrain crashed Wednesday in eastern England. The crash killed the pilot in a single-seat aircraft. The plane had taken off from Royal Air Force Base Lakeheath in Suffolk, England, which is a U.S. base. The jet was an FA-18C Hornet, and the plane belonged to a Marine Attack Squadron 232. Back to Phil and Alexis at the couch.
Thanks, Kyle. And that's all we have for this episode of Daybreak, but tune in next week for our special Halloween edition.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that. And as always, make sure you tune in to each and every episode of Daybreak for some entertainment, some news, and everything in between.
Have a safe and fun Halloween, Point Park.
If you're having trouble with your schoolwork this semester, there's a helpful place on campus that you should know about. On the 7th floor of Lawrence Hall is the Program for Academic Success, which provides services like tutoring and academic counseling. The program's Writing Center is specifically designed to help you with your writing assignments, and you can even get help for them online. Students are encouraged to stop in the office, give a call, or send an email.
Every human being has a purpose, has a dream to have their voices heard, no matter where they come from, no matter where they go. As an American, it is their right to have freedom of speech. I have a dream that one day this message will speak louder than words, that even the quietest voice will not go unnoticed. That is my dream. What is yours? For more information, visit www.freedomofspeechpsa.org.